Number 1. This 1946 Ford Crown Victoria, currently listed at $17,000 in Afton, Minnesota, is a post-war American classic that blends traditional flathead V8 power with mild hot rod upgrades and period-style custom touches, creating a survivor-style cruiser with both history and character. The 1946 Ford represents the early post-war production era of Ford Motor Company, when civilian automobile manufacturing resumed after World War II, using pre-war body designs refined for a new era. Vehicles from this period are especially valued today because they retain the rounded, flowing styling of the 1940s while marking the transition into modern American automotive design. This particular example is described as a survivor hot rod, meaning it retains much of its older build character while incorporating selective upgrades for drivability. It is powered by an 8BA Ford Flathead V8, one of the most iconic engines of the early American performance era. The Flathead V8 became legendary for its simplicity, distinctive exhaust tone, and its role in the birth of American hot rod culture throughout the 1940s and 1950s. Rather than being a full modern restomod, this vehicle appears to preserve its traditional hot rod identity. It has been upgraded with Speedway dual carburetors on an old Fenton dual intake setup, a classic performance combination that enhances airflow and throttle response while maintaining the vintage mechanical feel that enthusiasts appreciate. The car has also been converted to a 12-volt electrical system, a common and practical upgrade for vintage Fords. This improves starting reliability, lighting performance, and compatibility with modern accessories while often remaining visually subtle, especially when paired with the alternator design to resemble a period generator. Cooling has been improved with a new aluminum radiator and an auxiliary electropusher fan, although the seller notes that the fan is rarely needed, with operating temperatures reportedly staying around 185 degrees Fahrenheit. This suggests a well-sorted cooling setup suitable for regular cruising. Suspension modifications include Posey's Super Slide lowering springs in both the front and rear, along with a dropped front axle. These upgrades give the car a lower stance and improved road presence, while maintaining a traditional hot rod aesthetic rather than a modernized suspension conversion. The result is a classic rake that is commonly associated with vintage street rod builds. The exterior features classic flame paintwork that, according to the seller, dates back to 1962, adding a layer of historical custom car culture to the vehicle. Vintage flame jobs like this are often considered part of the golden era of American hot rodding, when personalized paintwork became a defining feature of the scene. Additional cosmetic updates include fresh pinstriping applied more recently, which complements the older flame design and helps tie together to the car's long visual history of modifications and preservation. The inclusion of an original-style sun visor, referred to as a Comet Sky Shield, further enhances the period-correct custom appearance, although the seller notes it may be retained separately. Mechanically, the car benefits from a new gas tank and a combination of classic dual-carb induction with modern reliability upgrades. The balance between old-school components like the Flathead V8 and practical improvements like 12-volt conversion and aluminum cooling reflects a thoughtful approach to keeping the car both authentic and usable. Inside, the car is described as having a brown interior, consistent with the warm tones commonly found in mid-1940s automotive design. While detailed interior modifications are not extensively listed, the overall presentation suggests a vehicle that has evolved over decades rather than being fully rebuilt at once. With its mix of survivor history, vintage hot rod modifications, and traditional flathead power, this 1946 Ford stands as a representative example of post-war American customization culture. It is not a factory original restoration, nor a modern high-performance restomod, but rather a layered, time-evolved hot rod that reflects multiple eras of ownership and modification. In the end, this 1946 Ford Crown Victoria is a classic survivor-style hot rod that combines flathead V8 heritage, 1960s custom paint history, and tasteful mechanical upgrades. It offers a driving experience rooted in traditional American hot rodding, where character, history, and mechanical simplicity matter just as much as performance. Number 2. This 1932 Ford GT Coupe/Cabriolet, currently listed at $42,000 and located in Kirksville, Missouri, is a freshly completed hot rod build that combines the iconic early Ford body style with a modern GM drivetrain and updated performance components, creating a turnkey classic design for immediate use and enjoyment. The 1932 Ford is one of the most legendary names in automotive history, widely regarded as the foundation of the American hot rod movement. Its compact proportions, distinctive grille, and timeless proportions have made it a favorite among builders for decades. Whether in coupe or cabriolet form, the 32 Ford remains one of the most desirable platforms for custom street builds. Finished in red with a tan interior, this example presents a classic hot rod color combination that emphasizes both style and tradition. The bold exterior paint highlights the car's iconic lines, while the interior offers a warm contrast that complements its vintage-inspired design. Under the hood is a 350 cubic inch GM Crate V8 engine producing approximately 330 horsepower. This modern small block engine is known for its reliability, strong aftermarket support, and balanced performance characteristics. In a lightweight 1932 Ford chassis, this setup provides strong acceleration and confident highway capability. Power is delivered through a rebuilt TH350 automatic transmission, a proven 3-speed unit widely used in performance and street rod applications. The TH350 is valued for its durability and smooth shifting behavior, making it a dependable match for the GM Crate engine. A newly installed Ford 9-inch rear end completes the drivetrain package. This rear axle is one of the most respected components in the hot rod world due to its strength, versatility, and ability to handle increased horsepower. Its inclusion ensures long-term durability and performance reliability. The seller notes that the build is newly completed, with all major components installed fresh. This all-new configuration is particularly appealing to buyers seeking a turnkey vehicle without the need for immediate mechanical work or upgrades. With only approximately 478 miles reported, the vehicle appears to have been minimally driven since completion. This suggests the car has primarily been used for initial shakedown testing or short drives, rather than extended road use. As with many professionally or semi-professionally built hot rods, the emphasis here is on performance, reliability, and visual appeal rather than originality. The combination of a GM drivetrain and a Ford body is a well-established formula in the hot rod community, valued for its balance of affordability, power, and ease of maintenance. The seller also indicates willingness to consider trades, particularly pre-1948 Fords, which further reinforces the vehicle's placement within the traditional hot rod enthusiast market. This type of flexibility is common among private builders and collectors who frequently rotate vehicles within the hobby. At an asking price of $42,000, this 1932 Ford GT Coupe/Cabriolet sits in a competitive range for freshly completed builds. Its combination of iconic styling, modern V8 power, rebuilt transmission, upgraded rear end, and minimal mileage makes it an attractive option for enthusiasts looking for a ready-to-drive hot rod with strong performance credentials. Overall, this Ford represents a clean, straightforward interpretation of the classic American hot rod formula. It preserves the legendary 1932 Ford aesthetic while incorporating modern mechanical components that make it reliable, powerful, and enjoyable on today's roads. Number 3. This 1950 Ford Custom Deluxe 2-door sedan, currently listed at $20,000, is located in Independence, Iowa. This post-war Ford represents one of the most iconic designs of the early 1950s, a period when American automobiles began transitioning into the more expressive and stylish shapes that would define the decade. The Custom Deluxe line sat near the top of Ford's offerings at the time, combining everyday practicality with a more refined appearance and trim level. Finished in purple, this example stands out immediately from more traditional factory color schemes. While the original styling remains clean and classic, the custom paint gives the car a unique personality that sets it apart at shows, cruises, and weekend drives. According to the seller, this Ford is a solid Arizona car that was later brought to Iowa and stored indoors. That detail is especially important, as vehicles from dry western states often avoid the heavy rust issues commonly found in classic cars from colder, wetter climates. Under the hood, the car retains its traditional flathead V8 heritage, but has been enhanced with performance-oriented upgrades. It features a dual carburetor intake setup along with fin and heads, both well-known period-style performance modifications that improve airflow and efficiency. These upgrades were popular among early hot rod enthusiasts and remain highly respected today for their vintage performance appeal. Power is delivered through a 3-speed manual transmission with a column-mounted shifter, commonly referred to as 3 on the tree. This setup keeps the driving experience authentic to the era while maintaining mechanical simplicity and durability. The seller describes the vehicle as a very nice driver that runs and drives well. That suggests it is not just a static classic, but a functioning vintage cruiser that can be enjoyed on the road without extensive preparation. One mechanical issue is noted. The starter bendix is currently bad. The seller indicates that it may be repaired prior to sale or reflected in the final price for a buyer willing to handle the repair themselves. This is a relatively minor issue in the context of a vintage vehicle, especially one that is otherwise described as solid and roadworthy. With approximately 45,152 miles reported, the vehicle appears to have been driven moderately throughout its life. Combined with its Arizona origins and indoor storage history, this supports the idea of a well-preserved classic rather than a heavily deteriorated survivor. What makes this Ford particularly appealing is its combination of originality and tasteful performance upgrades. It retains its classic 1950 silhouette and driving character while benefiting from period-correct modifications that enhance its performance and drivability without modernizing it beyond recognition. Imagine taking this custom deluxe out on a quiet highway. The flathead V8 produces a steady, mechanical rhythm. The dual carburetors provide a bit more responsiveness, and the column shift transmission keeps the experience rooted in vintage driving tradition. It's the kind of car that turns a simple drive into a nostalgic experience. At $20,000, this 1950 Ford Custom Deluxe 2-door sedan offers a well-preserved Arizona origin classic with desirable flathead performance upgrades and authentic early 1950s styling. This is not just a vintage Ford. It is a carefully preserved and lightly enhanced classic that bridges the gap between original heritage and enjoyable modern cruising. Number 4. This 1935 Chevrolet 3-window coupe, currently listed at $18,000, is located in Osseo, Minnesota, with the vehicle itself available for viewing in Osseo. The mid-1930s marked a defining period for Chevrolet, as the brand continued refining its identity during the pre-war automotive era. Among the most iconic body styles from this time is the 3-window coupe, a design that has become deeply embedded in hot rod culture thanks to its compact proportions, sloping roofline, and unmistakable early American character. This particular example carries all the visual presence expected from a 1935 coupe, but underneath, it has been carefully updated to improve reliability and drivability while maintaining its vintage foundation. The car is finished in green with a burgundy interior, a color combination that enhances its classic appeal while giving it a slightly more customized personality. The steel body and frame are described as rust-free, which is especially significant for a vehicle nearly a century old. Solid original metal is one of the most important factors in preserving long-term value in pre-war cars. Under the hood sits Chevrolet's 206.8 cubic inch stove bolt inline-six engine, one of the most recognizable power plants of the era. Known for its durability and simple design, the Stovebolt engine helped establish Chevrolet's reputation for dependable everyday transportation during the 1930s and 1940s. This particular Chevrolet 3-window coupe, 1935 Chevrolet Coupe, has been updated with a number of mechanical improvements that enhance its usability without changing its original character. The engine reportedly has excellent compression, suggesting healthy internal condition and strong overall performance for its age. According to the seller, The carburetor has been rebuilt, the fuel system has been refreshed with a new gas tank, sending unit and fuel pump, and fresh fluids have been added throughout. These updates indicate a strong focus on making the vehicle road-ready rather than simply stored as a static collector's piece. Additional maintenance includes a new battery for the 6-volt system, new ignition components such as plugs, coil, and distributor cap, as well as a new dual exhaust system that likely improves both performance and sound characteristics. The drivetrain is paired with a 3-speed manual transmission, keeping the driving experience authentic to its original design. Vehicles from this era require a more engaged driving style, where shifting gears and managing engine speed are part of the overall experience. One of the most important features of this build is the hydraulic brake system. Compared to the mechanical brakes used in many early vehicles, hydraulic brakes provide significantly improved stopping power and safety, making the car far more suitable for modern road use. The suspension sits on wire wheels in good condition with usable tires, preserving a period-correct aesthetic that matches the coupe's vintage styling. These wheels contribute to the car's nostalgic appearance, reinforcing its identity as a pre-war classic. Imagine seeing this coupe on a quiet rural Minnesota road. Its compact silhouette, upright grille, and flowing fenders immediately stand out against modern traffic. The green exterior reflects the surrounding landscape, while the burgundy interior adds warmth and contrast to the cabin. Inside, the experience is simple and mechanical. There are no modern distractions, just a straightforward dashboard, basic controls, and the familiar rhythm of a vintage inline-six engine. Driving becomes less about speed and more about connection to the machine. On the road, the Stovebolt engine delivers steady, predictable power. It is not designed for acceleration in the modern sense, but for reliability and endurance. Combined with the manual transmission, it creates a driving experience that requires attention, timing, and appreciation for older mechanical systems. What makes this Chevrolet especially appealing is its balance between originality and usability. It retains its vintage structure and character, but the mechanical refreshes make it far more approachable for weekend driving or local cruising. At an asking price of $18,000, this 1935 Chevrolet Coupe sits in a relatively accessible range for pre-war hot rods and restored classics. Rust-free bodywork, a running Stovebolt engine, and updated mechanical systems add significant value in a segment where many surviving examples require extensive restoration. In the end, this 1935 Chevrolet 3-window coupe is more than just a classic car. It is a preserved piece of early American automotive history that has been carefully maintained to remain roadworthy nearly 90 years after it was first built. For enthusiasts who appreciate original steel, vintage engineering, and authentic pre-war design, this coupe represents a genuine connection to the roots of American motoring culture. Number 5. This 1951 Chevrolet Styleline V8 Coupe, currently listed at $15,000, is located in Vicksburg, Michigan. This classic Chevrolet represents an early 1950s American coupe that has been thoughtfully upgraded for modern driving while still preserving its vintage identity. The Styleline series was introduced during a period when Chevrolet focused on comfort, simplicity, and mass appeal, making it one of the most recognizable post-war designs on American roads. In this example, the car carries a strong local history, reportedly originating from the Holland, Michigan Decker Chevrolet dealership and remaining in the region for decades. The kind of long-term local ownership adds a layer of historical interest that many collectors appreciate as it connects the vehicle directly to its original era and community. Under the hood, the original powertrain has been replaced with a Chevrolet 350 cubic inch V8 engine paired with a turbo 350 automatic transmission. This upgrade significantly enhances performance and reliability compared to the factory configuration. The small block 350 is widely respected for its durability and availability, while the TH350 transmission is known for smooth shifting and long-term dependability. Together, this drivetrain transforms the Styleline into a capable modern cruiser. According to the seller, the car starts easily, runs well, and drives with strong performance, making it suitable for regular road use rather than occasional display only. Additional functional upgrades include working lights and turn signals, ensuring the vehicle meets basic driving requirements for safety and visibility. These details, while simple, are essential for any classic car intended for continued use on public roads. The seller describes the car as a very nice cruiser with lots of power, emphasizing its drivability over strict originality. This reflects a common philosophy in the classic car community, where many owners choose to modernize mechanical systems while maintaining the exterior character of the vehicle. Inside the car, historical documentation adds significant interest. The vehicle comes with its original 1951 owner's manual, a 1,000-mile service coupon from the dealership, and additional books and parts catalogs. These items help preserve the car's provenance and offer a direct connection to its early life when it was first sold new. The exterior presents in a classic blue finish with a black interior, maintaining a traditional and clean appearance. While the listing does not describe a full restoration, the car appears to have been maintained in a way that supports regular enjoyment and usability. One of the key strengths of this styleline is its balance between originality and modernization. While the body retains its early 1950s Chevrolet styling, the upgraded V8 engine and automatic transmission provide a much more relaxed and confident driving experience compared to the original inline-six configuration. The seller is firm on price and specifies a cash-only sale, indicating a straightforward transaction without negotiation or trade considerations. At $15,000, this 1951 Chevrolet Styleline Coupe offers a blend of vintage American design, upgraded performance, and documented history. It is not a factory original restoration, but rather a practical and enjoyable classic built for driving rather than storage. For enthusiasts seeking a dependable vintage cruiser with strong mechanical upgrades and authentic mid-century character, this Chevrolet delivers a balanced and appealing package that bridges the gap between classic styling and modern usability. Number 6. This 1938 Ford two-door, currently listed at $18,500 in Hamilton, Ohio, is a classic pre-war American coupe that retains its original hot rod character while featuring a traditional flathead V8 setup and period-style upgrades designed for reliable street driving and weekend cruising. The 1938 Ford comes from an important era in the evolution of Ford Motor Company, when styling was becoming more streamlined and integrated compared to the earlier boxier designs of the 1920s and early 1930s. By 1938, Ford had refined its design language with smoother fenders, a more prominent grille, and improved cabin comfort, making these models a favorite foundation for early hot rod builders. This particular example is powered by the legendary flathead V8 engine, one of the most historically significant power plants in American automotive history. The flathead V8 became a cornerstone of early performance culture, widely respected for its simplicity, durability, and unmistakable exhaust note. In this build, it is equipped with dual carburetors, a classic performance modification that improves fuel and air delivery, enhancing throttle response and overall drivability. The engine is paired with a traditional 3-speed manual transmission, maintaining the authentic driving feel of the late 1930s and early hot rod era. This setup provides a direct mechanical connection between driver and machine, something that modern vehicles no longer replicate in the same way. According to the seller, the car runs, drives, and stops very well, indicating that it is actively maintained and roadworthy rather than being a static project. This is an important factor in the classic car market, where many vehicles of this age require extensive restoration work before they can be safely driven. One of the standout features of this coupe is the vented windshield, a period-correct functional design element that allows additional airflow into the cabin. Features like this highlight the practical engineering solutions used in pre-air conditioning automotive design, where comfort was achieved through mechanical ventilation rather than modern climate systems. The vehicle is described as clean inside and out, suggesting that it has been cared for cosmetically as well as mechanically. While no extensive restoration details are provided, the overall condition implies a well-preserved driver-quality classic rather than a heavily modified show car or unfinished project. The seller also notes openness to trade arrangements, specifically preferring upgrades or downgrades rather than cash swaps. This type of flexibility is common in the classic car market, where enthusiasts often move between vehicles based on project goals, style preferences, or collection changes. With its gray interior and blue exterior, the car maintains a traditional and understated color combination that fits well with its pre-war styling. These tones complement the curves and proportions of the 1938 body design, emphasizing the car's vintage character rather than modern customization trends. In essence, this 1938 Ford two-door is a straightforward, mechanically traditional flathead powered coupe that remains true to its roots as an early American hot rod platform. It offers a driving experience defined by simplicity, sound, and mechanical engagement, making it appealing to enthusiasts who value authenticity and historical character over modern modifications. Ultimately, this Ford represents a clean, functional, and enjoyable example of late 1930s American automotive design, an era when cars were built to be both elegant and mechanically straightforward, and when a flathead V8 helped define the foundation of hot rod culture for generations to come. Number 7. This 1944 Deluxe, currently listed at $42,500 and located in Wichita, Kansas, is a carefully preserved and restored classic that showcases one of Ford's most iconic pre-war designs in a highly original, museum-quality presentation. The 1944 Deluxe is widely considered one of the most beautiful American cars of its era. Its flowing fenders, signature grille, and balanced proportions made it a standout in the pre-war automotive landscape, and it remains one of the most desirable body styles among collectors and vintage enthusiasts today. The inclusion of suicide doors further enhances its period-correct appeal and classic character. Finished in green with a tan interior, this example presents a traditional and elegant color combination that suits the car's vintage identity. The overall presentation reflects careful long-term ownership, with the seller emphasizing that the vehicle has always been garage-kept and well cared for. Under the hood is the original-style flathead V8 engine, one of the most historically significant power plants in American automotive history. Known for its smooth and distinctive operation, the flathead V8 helped define Ford's performance reputation in the 1930s and 1940s. In this vehicle, the engine has been rebuilt and is reported to run smoothly and quietly, offering an authentic vintage driving experience. Power is delivered through a 3-speed manual transmission operated via column shift, commonly referred to as 3 on the tree. This drivetrain configuration is consistent with factory design and reinforces the car's originality and historical accuracy. The seller notes that the vehicle underwent a rust-free restoration approximately 10 years ago. This type of restoration suggests that the car was carefully preserved rather than heavily modified, maintaining its structural integrity while refreshing its appearance and mechanical systems. Additional details highlight thoughtful maintenance and upgrades that improve usability without compromising originality. The rims have been powder-coated, and the car rides on new vintage-style tires, preserving the classic appearance while improving safety and drivability. One notable feature is the original factory radio, which remains functional. This small but significant detail adds to the vehicle's authenticity and nostalgic appeal, offering a glimpse into the driving experience of the early 1940s. The seller reports that the car starts easily and drives smoothly, with quiet and stable road manners. Combined with its rebuilt engine and careful restoration, this suggests a vehicle that is both visually impressive and mechanically sound. The odometer reading is listed at 81,476 miles and is stated to be unaltered. While mileage accuracy in vehicles of this age can vary, the emphasis here is on long-term preservation and consistent care rather than low mileage alone. At an asking price of $42,500, this 1944 Deluxe is positioned within the upper tier of restored pre-war classics. Its combination of original flathead V8 power, manual transmission, rust-free restoration, and well-preserved condition makes it an appealing option for collectors seeking authenticity rather than modification. Overall, this Ford represents a refined example of pre-war American automotive craftsmanship. It maintains its original character while benefiting from careful restoration work, offering a driving experience that is both historically meaningful and enjoyable in modern use. Number 8. This 1944 Deluxe Coupe two-door, currently listed at $23,750, is located in St. Peters, Missouri. This classic Ford represents one of the most iconic pre-war American coupe designs, a body style widely admired for its flowing fenders, balanced proportions, and timeless hot rod potential. The 1940 Ford, in particular, is considered one of the most desirable early Ford platforms, often seen as the foundation of traditional American custom car culture. Finished in black with a beige interior, this example presents itself as a nice survivor, meaning it retains much of its original structure and character rather than being fully rebuilt or heavily modified. The seller describes it as a complete car with all major components present, which is an important factor for collectors and restorers alike. Under the hood sits a later model flathead V8 engine, continuing Ford's historic use of the flathead platform while likely improving reliability compared to earlier versions. The flathead V8 remains one of the most influential engines in automotive history, known for its smooth torque delivery and its role in shaping early hot rod culture. Power is delivered through a 3-speed manual transmission operated via column shift, commonly referred to as 3 on the tree. This setup maintains the traditional driving experience of the era, offering a direct mechanical connection between driver and machine that modern vehicles rarely replicate. The seller notes that the car is in overall good condition with a great interior and a complete presentation. As a survivor vehicle, it appears to have been preserved rather than fully restored, which often appeals to enthusiasts who value originality and authenticity over modern customization. Several newer components have been added, suggesting ongoing maintenance and partial refreshing rather than a full rebuild. These updates help ensure the vehicle remains functional and enjoyable while still preserving its vintage identity. Driving impressions are described as solid, with steering that seems tight and tires in good condition. These details indicate that the car is likely roadworthy and capable of being enjoyed as is, though like many classics, is sold without guarantees and should be evaluated by any serious buyer. With approximately 1,234 miles reported, this figure likely reflects limited recent use or a reset during restoration work rather than total lifetime mileage. In classic vehicles of this age, condition and maintenance history are typically more important than odometer readings. What makes this 1944 Deluxe Coupe especially appealing is its balance between originality and usability. It retains its classic survivor character while benefiting from functional drivetrain and presentable interior, making it suitable as either a driver or a foundation for further restoration. Imagine taking this coupe out on a quiet morning drive. The flathead V8 delivers a steady, familiar rhythm. The manual transmission engages with a mechanical simplicity, and the car moves with the calm, unhurried feel of early American motoring. At $23,750, this 1944 Deluxe Coupe offers a well-preserved survivor with classic flathead power, traditional manual shifting, and a complete presentation that reflects its era. This is not just an old Ford coupe. It is a preserved piece of automotive history that still carries the feel, sound, and spirit of pre-war American driving. Number 9. This 1941 Chevrolet Special Deluxe, currently listed at $20,000, is located in Gowrie, Iowa. The early 1940s Chevrolet Special Deluxe represents a significant moment in American automotive history, produced during a time when vehicles were becoming more refined, more comfortable, and more accessible to everyday families. The Special Deluxe trim was positioned as a more upscale version of Chevrolet's standard lineup, offering improved styling details, added chrome accents, and a greater sense of presence on the road. This particular example is finished in green with a brown interior, a classic and period-appropriate combination that reflects the understated elegance of pre-war American design. The body style carries the smooth, rounded lines that defined Chevrolet's transition into the 1940s, giving it a timeless appearance that still resonates with collectors today. According to the seller, this vehicle has been well cared for and remains in very good condition for its age. While exact restoration details are not specified, the car is described as running and driving as it should, with all functions working properly and good tires installed. Under the hood is Chevrolet's inline-six engine configuration typical of the era, paired with a manual transmission. These drivetrains were known for their simplicity, durability, and ease of maintenance, making them a cornerstone of Chevrolet's reputation during the mid-20th century. This particular Chevrolet Special Deluxe, 1941 Chevrolet Special Deluxe, also features an upgraded oil pump, according to the seller. While details are limited, such an upgrade is generally intended to improve lubrication and long-term engine reliability, especially in older engines designed before modern oiling standards. The seller notes that the car was previously owned by a family member and is now being offered for sale so that another enthusiast can continue to enjoy it. This kind of provenance often adds sentimental value, as vehicles passed down through families tend to carry stories and history beyond their mechanical components. Imagine this Chevrolet cruising through small-town Iowa roads. Its green paint reflects the surrounding countryside, while the brown interior gives the cabin a warm, nostalgic atmosphere. The design is not aggressive or flashy, but calm and dignified, typical of early 1940s American sedans built for comfort and reliability. Inside, the driving experience is simple and mechanical. The manual transmission requires deliberate shifting, and the inline-six engine provides steady, predictable power delivery. There are no modern electronics or conveniences, just a direct connection between driver, machine, and road. That simplicity is exactly what makes cars like this Special Deluxe appealing to collectors. They offer a pure driving experience that reflects a different era of automotive engineering, when durability and straightforward design were the primary goals. At an asking price of $20,000, this 1941 Chevrolet Special Deluxe sits in a reasonable range for a running pre-war classic with usable condition. Its appeal lies not in heavy modifications or high-performance upgrades, but in its originality, drivability, and preserved character. In the end, this Chevrolet is more than just an old car. It is a surviving piece of early 1940s American automotive history, offering a glimpse into a time when cars were built with simplicity, purpose, and long-term dependability in mind. For anyone who values classic design and authentic driving experiences, this Special Deluxe represents a meaningful connection to the past. Number 10. This 1953 Chevrolet Coupe, currently listed at $25,000, is located in Waterford, Wisconsin. This vehicle is a fully built hot rod/street machine that blends the unmistakable styling of early 1950s Chevrolet design with a comprehensive list of modern performance and comfort upgrades. Rather than being a restored original, this coupe has been transformed into a purpose-built custom cruiser designed for reliable driving, strong performance, and everyday usability. Power comes from a crate 350 cubic inch V8 engine paired with a turbo 400 automatic transmission. This combination is one of the most widely respected setups in the hot rod community, known for its durability, smooth power delivery, and long-term dependability. The crate engine ensures consistent performance, while the TH400 transmission is built to handle increased power and extended road use. To support the upgraded drivetrain, the car features a fully custom suspension and chassis setup. Up front, a Mustang 2 suspension system has been installed and lowered approximately 2 inches, improving steering response, ride quality, and overall handling compared to the original factory configuration. This is one of the most common and trusted upgrades in the street rod world due to its balance of comfort and performance. In the rear, a Ford 8.8-inch differential is paired with a 4-link suspension system, creating a strong and stable rear-end setup capable of handling modern driving demands. This configuration improves traction, handling balance, and long-term durability, especially under higher horsepower conditions. Braking performance has also been significantly upgraded. The vehicle is equipped with 4-wheel power disc brakes, offering a major improvement in stopping power compared to the original drum brake systems found on early 1950s vehicles. This upgrade enhances both safety and driver confidence in real-world traffic conditions. Comfort and convenience features are a major focus of this build. The car includes power steering, power brakes, and power windows, making it significantly easier to operate than its original factory version. An edited tilt steering column further improves driving ergonomics by allowing the driver to adjust steering position for comfort during longer trips. Inside, the coupe has been fitted with a full custom interior, designed to modernize the cabin while maintaining a cohesive hot rod aesthetic. While specific materials and design details are not fully outlined, custom interiors of this level typically include upgraded seating, refined trim work, and improved sound and comfort insulation. The vehicle also features vintage-style heating and air conditioning, allowing it to be driven comfortably in a variety of climates. This makes it more practical for extended use compared to many traditional hot rods that lack climate control systems. A push-button start system adds a modern touch to the driving experience, simplifying ignition while reinforcing the car's updated mechanical identity. Combined with the rest of the upgrades, it highlights the intention behind this build, a classic exterior paired with modern functionality. Visually, the car retains the iconic 1953 Chevrolet Coupe silhouette, which is characterized by its rounded body lines and classic mid-century proportions. This styling remains one of the most recognizable designs of the era, and it continues to attract enthusiasts who appreciate vintage American automotive aesthetics. Overall, this 1953 Chevrolet Coupe represents a fully customized street machine rather than a stock restoration. Nearly every mechanical system, from the engine and transmission to suspension, braking, and interior comfort, has been upgraded to modern standards. At $25,000, it sits in the competitive range of the custom hot rod market, where value is determined not by originality, but by build quality, drivability, and the extent of modifications. For enthusiasts seeking a turnkey classic with modern performance, strong reliability, and classic 1950 styling, this Chevrolet Coupe offers a complete package ready for the road. Number 11. This 1940 Chevrolet Master Deluxe, currently listed at $39,750 in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, is a fully transformed street rod that combines iconic pre-war Chevrolet styling with modern performance engineering, luxury interior upgrades, and long-distance drivability. The original 1940 Master Deluxe was part of Chevrolet's premium lineup produced by General Motors under the Chevrolet division, which was one of the most influential automotive brands in the United States during the pre-war era. The 1940 model year is especially well known for its Royal Clipper styling, featuring flowing body lines, a prominent grille, and refined trim details that help define Chevrolet's design identity going into the 1940s. This particular example has undergone extensive modification, transforming it from a classic sedan into a high-end street rod designed for comfort, performance, and visual impact. While it retains its original steel body, it has been repainted in black and accented with red pinstriping, along with restored trim elements that preserve its vintage character while enhancing its show-quality appearance. Under the hood sits a Chevrolet 454 cubic inch big block V8, a large displacement engine known for its strong torque output and effortless highway cruising capability. Paired with a 700R4 automatic overdrive transmission, the drivetrain provides both aggressive performance and relaxed highway RPMs, making the car suitable for modern road use despite its vintage design. The vehicle also features a 12-bolt rear end, a widely respected heavy-duty differential used in performance applications, ensuring durability under the increased power of the big block engine. Additional mechanical upgrades include independent front suspension, power rack and pinion steering, and power front disc brakes, all of which significantly improve handling and safety compared to the original 1940 factory setup. Comfort and usability have been heavily prioritized in this build. The interior features a custom gray upholstery layout with a 60/40 split bench seat, shoulder seat belts, and a fully finished rear seating area. These updates bring modern comfort into a classic cabin while maintaining a cohesive custom design. The dashboard has been modernized with decoded digital instrumentation, providing precise electronic readouts while maintaining a clean, retro-inspired layout. A Bluetooth-enabled digital stereo system is integrated into the aluminum dash panel, along with a vintage air HVAC system that provides full climate control, a major upgrade from the vehicle's original heating-only setup. Other convenience features include power windows, an electric trunk release, dual remote door poppers, and a trunk-mounted battery with external charging points. These additions reflect a thoughtful approach to usability, ensuring that the car can be enjoyed regularly rather than simply displayed. Externally, the car maintains a strong visual presence with a slightly aggressive stance and carefully selected period-inspired accessories, such as yellow fog lights, a windshield visor, and French taillights. Torque thrust-style wheels wrapped in BF Goodrich tires complete the hot rod aesthetic while supporting improved road performance. The build history of the car includes a major restoration and modification phase between 1998 and 2000, followed by a more recent refresh in 2026, indicating ongoing investment in both appearance and mechanical reliability. This layered build history is common in high-end street rods, where vehicles evolve over time rather than being built in a single restoration cycle. In the end, this 1940 Chevrolet Master Deluxe is far more than a restored classic. It is a fully modernized street rod that blends vintage Chevrolet design with contemporary performance, comfort, and technology. With its 454 big block power, overdrive transmission, upgraded suspension, and fully modern interior systems, it stands as a showcase example of how pre-war American automobiles can be reimagined for today's driving experience while still honoring their original styling heritage. Number 12. This 1946 Plymouth P15 Coupe, currently listed at $17,000 and located in Council Bluffs, Iowa, is a fully restomodded classic that blends post-war American coupe styling with a comprehensive set of modern mechanical, safety, and comfort upgrades designed for everyday drivability. The 1946 Plymouth Coupe represents the immediate post-World War II automotive era, when manufacturers resumed civilian production using pre-war designs with minor refinements. These cars are known for their rounded body lines, sturdy construction, and simple mechanical systems. In stock form, they were built for reliability rather than performance or luxury, which makes modern Restomod conversions like this especially transformative. Finished in a striking pink exterior with a black interior, this example stands out visually while maintaining the classic coupe proportions that define the P15 platform. The color choice gives the car a bold, custom identity, clearly signaling its departure from factory original specifications and its place in the Restomod category. Under the hood, the vehicle has been upgraded to a Chrysler 360 cubic inch V8 engine, a well-known and widely respected performance engine from the Mopar family. This engine provides a significant increase in power and torque compared to the original factory drivetrain, giving the coupe strong acceleration and confident highway capability. Power is routed through a floor-shifted 3-speed automatic transmission, offering a more modern and convenient driving experience compared to the original manual setups of the era. The drivetrain is paired with an 8.75-inch Chrysler Dart rear differential equipped with a Posey traction unit, improving traction, durability, and overall performance. One of the most notable aspects of this build is its full conversion to a 12-volt electrical system. This upgrade supports modern accessories and improves the reliability of the vehicle's electrical components, including lighting, gauges, and infotainment systems. Comfort and convenience have been heavily prioritized throughout the build. The interior features fully custom upholstery along with power seats, creating a more ergonomic and adjustable driving environment. A modern double DAN Bluetooth audio system with backup camera integration further enhances usability and safety, bringing the driving experience in line with contemporary expectations. Additional features include air conditioning, heating, power steering, and power disc brakes. These upgrades dramatically improve the usability of the vehicle in daily driving conditions, especially when compared to the original mechanical systems of the 1940s. Power disc brakes in particular provide a substantial improvement in stopping performance and safety. The vehicle also features power windows and shave bodywork with pop-out door handles and a modified trunk mechanism, contributing to a smooth, streamlined exterior appearance. These modifications are common in high-end custom builds and emphasize a clean, uninterrupted body design. According to the seller, the car has been completely rewired and all gauges are operational. This indicates a comprehensive level of restoration and modernization, ensuring that both functional and aesthetic systems are fully integrated and working correctly. The seller emphasizes that the vehicle is 100% rust-free and fully overhauled, which is a critical claim in classic car ownership. Rust-free examples from this era are increasingly rare, and this significantly enhances the structural value of the car. With approximately 3,000 miles reported since completion, the vehicle appears to have been lightly used following its restoration, likely serving as a weekend cruiser or show car rather than a daily driver despite its capability to function as one. Documentation is also a strong point, as the seller notes that a full booklet of records accompanies the vehicle, detailing all work performed. This level of documentation is highly valuable in the custom car market, as it provides transparency regarding build quality and component history. At an asking price of $17,000, this 1946 Plymouth Coupe represents a relatively accessible entry point into the world of fully modernized classic cars. Considering its upgraded engine, modern drivetrain, extensive comfort features, and complete restoration, it offers substantial value for buyers seeking a turnkey vintage vehicle with modern usability. Overall, this Plymouth is a thoroughly re-engineered restomod that prioritizes comfort, performance, and reliability while retaining the classic post-war coupe styling. It is designed not just as a showpiece, but as a fully functional, road-ready classic capable of regular driving in modern traffic conditions. Number 13. This 1947 Chevrolet Style Master, currently listed at $15,000, is located in Otterbein, Indiana. Some classic cars are fully completed showpieces, while others offer enthusiasts the opportunity to add their own finishing touches and make a build truly their own. This 1947 Chevrolet Style Master falls into that second category, a nearly completed custom project with much of the difficult fabrication and mechanical work already finished. Finished in a striking turquoise exterior with a tan interior theme, this Chevrolet immediately stands out from ordinary post-war sedans. The bright color complements the flowing body lines of the Style Master and gives the car a custom appearance that reflects traditional hot rod culture. According to the seller, the vehicle has undergone extensive modification and customization. One of the most noticeable changes is a 3-inch chop top, a classic hot rod technique that lowers the roofline and creates a more aggressive, streamlined profile. Combined with shaved door handles, the result is a cleaner and more customized look than the original factory design. Under the hood sits a Chevrolet 283 cubic inch small block V8 engine featuring flat-out pistons and a .030-inch overbore. The engine is equipped with a Holley 650 carburetor and a full dual exhaust system, providing the classic sound and performance characteristics that hot rod enthusiasts appreciate. Power is delivered through a turbo 350 automatic transmission, a proven and reliable gearbox that has become a staple in countless street rod and custom car builds. The drivetrain is complemented by a 3.43 ratio Nova rear end, helping balance acceleration and cruising performance. The chassis has also received significant upgrades. A Nova front clip has been installed, bringing more modern suspension geometry and improved handling characteristics compared to the original setup. Front disc brakes further enhance stopping power and safety, making the vehicle more comfortable to drive in modern traffic. Electrical reliability has been improved with a 12-volt ignition system, and the seller notes that an easy wiring harness has already been installed in the vehicle. This is a major advantage for any project car, as wiring is often one of the most time-consuming and challenging aspects of a build. The glass installation is nearly complete as well. Tinted glass has been fitted throughout the vehicle, with the exception of the vent windows. This gives the car a finished appearance while also enhancing comfort and style. One of the most appealing aspects of this project is that the seller states all the parts needed to complete the build are included. The rear seats are available to match the front seats, and much of the heavy fabrication work has already been completed. The primary remaining tasks involve finishing the interior, installing carpet, and resolving an issue with the electric fuel pump. The seller indicates that the car can be heard running, but the fuel pump is currently acting up and will need attention before regular driving. What makes this Chevrolet particularly attractive is that the expensive and labor-intensive stages of the build appear to be largely complete. The chopping, drivetrain installation, suspension upgrades, wiring work, and body modifications have already been handled, leaving many of the remaining tasks centered on final assembly and interior completion. Imagine this style master fully finished. The chopped roofline gives it a classic custom silhouette. The small block Chevy delivers a healthy rumble through the dual exhaust, and a bright turquoise paint ensures it stands out at every cruise night and car show. At $15,000, this 1947 Chevrolet Style Master offers an opportunity to acquire a substantially completed custom project with significant modifications already in place and the potential to become a truly unique street rod. This is not simply a project car. It is a nearly completed custom build waiting for the next owner to finish the final chapter and bring the vision fully to life. Number 14. This 1949 Dodge Coronet, currently listed at $12,000, is located in Omaha, Nebraska. The late 1940s marked a transitional period for American automakers, as manufacturers moved from pre-war designs into the more refined, modern styling of the 1950s. The Dodge Coronet stood out during this era as a durable, full-size sedan that balanced comfort, reliability, and innovative driveline technology for its time. This particular example is finished in burgundy with a gray interior, a classic color combination that fits naturally with its post-war American styling. The body retains the smooth, rounded edges typical of late 1940s Dodge design, giving it a calm and elegant road presence rather than an aggressive one. According to the seller, the vehicle is almost entirely original and remains in running and driving condition. It is described as performing awesome, suggesting that despite its age, the car is still usable as a driver rather than a static restoration project. Under the hood, the Dodge Coronet of this era typically came equipped with a flathead inline engine designed for smooth, dependable operation rather than high performance. Paired with its distinctive transmission system, this car reflects a unique chapter in automotive engineering history. One of the most interesting features of this vehicle is its fluid drive/gyromatic transmission system. This semi-automatic setup allowed for easier shifting compared to traditional manual transmissions of the time, blending manual control with hydraulic assistance. It was considered an advanced feature in the late 1940s and early 1950s, making driving more accessible for everyday owners. This particular Dodge Coronet, 1949 Dodge Coronet, is described as almost 100% original, which is an important detail for collectors. Original examples from this era are becoming increasingly rare, as many vehicles were either heavily modified or fully restored over the decades. The seller also mentions the option of payments, which is somewhat uncommon in classic car listings and may appeal to buyers who prefer flexible purchase arrangements. Additionally, the car is described as a great driver as is, with the option for future cosmetic or detail improvement for those who want to elevate its show quality appearance. Imagine this Dodge cruising slowly through a quiet Nebraska town. The burgundy paint reflects the afternoon light, while the chrome accents and rounded body lines give it a soft, vintage glow. It is not a car designed for speed or aggression, but for comfort and steady travel during a simpler automotive era. Inside, the gray interior continues the understated theme. Large bench seats, minimal instrumentation, and a straightforward layout define the cabin experience. It is a space built for relaxed driving rather than performance-oriented engagement. On the road, the fluid drive system changes the driving experience compared to a standard manual transmission. Shifts are smoother and less demanding, making the car easier to operate while still maintaining a mechanical connection to the drivetrain. It represents an early step toward the fully automatic transmissions that would become standard in later decades. At an asking price of $12,000, this 1949 Dodge Coronet sits in an accessible range for a running, largely original post-war classic. Its appeal lies in its authenticity, drivability, and unique transmission system, which sets it apart from many other vehicles of its time. In the end, this Dodge Coronet is more than just a vintage sedan. It is a preserved example of late 1940s automotive innovation, bridging the gap between traditional manual driving and the emerging era of automatic transmissions. For collectors who appreciate originality and historical significance, it offers a direct connection to a transitional moment in American automotive history. Number 15. This 1951 Kaiser Special, currently listed at $1,600, is located in Malden, Missouri. This classic represents one of the more unique and lesser-seen American automobiles of the early 1950s. Kaiser Frazer vehicles were known for their forward-thinking design and distinctive styling, often standing apart from the more mainstream offerings of the big three automakers. Today, cars like the Kaiser Special attract attention not only for their rarity, but also for their unusual engineering details and vintage charm. According to the seller, this particular example is being offered as a project or light restoration candidate. The vehicle is reported to be in a condition where it is supposed to run and drive good, although some minor work appears to be needed before it can be reliably operated. Specifically, a fitting has been removed from the carburetor area for the fuel line, which would need to be reinstalled or corrected as part of the recommissioning process. One of the most interesting details in this listing is the inclusion of a factory-style Vortex supercharger component, which is currently stored inside the vehicle. While not installed, this piece adds an intriguing layer of originality and potential performance enhancement if correctly integrated back into the engine system. Features like this are part of what makes Kaiser vehicles stand out in the collector world, as they often experimented with unconventional engineering solutions for their time. The exterior is finished in gray with a black interior, maintaining a classic mid-century color combination. However, the seller notes that the interior will require attention, suggesting that materials and finishes have deteriorated over time and would benefit from restoration or refurbishment. Rust is also present in the lower sections of the body, particularly around the bottom of the quarter panels. While described as a little bit of rust, this is a common issue for vehicles of this era and would typically require metal repair work to restore structural and cosmetic integrity. Despite these needs, the overall description suggests that the car retains a solid foundation and could be brought back into running condition with relatively moderate mechanical effort, depending on the actual state of the drivetrain and fuel system. The Kaiser Special's design is one of its strongest selling points. With its rounded body lines, integrated fenders, and distinctive post-war styling, it reflects a period in automotive history when manufacturers were experimenting with new forms and identities. Even in unfinished condition, the car maintains a strong visual presence that sets it apart from more common classics of the era. At $1,600, this 1951 Kaiser Special is positioned as an affordable entry point into vintage car ownership. It is not presented as a finished driver, but rather as a project with both historical character and potential mechanical interest. For enthusiasts who appreciate rare post-war American vehicles, unusual engineering features, and the challenge of bringing a forgotten classic back to life, this Kaiser offers a unique opportunity at a relatively low cost.